Yo, right here in the small box.
Like, whatever job it is, whatever your career is, if you famous, you almost as important as the richest person in the world. Because like, we humans. So fame is like, more so like the money for us. Fame is money. So fame is really the most important. It's very important. You gotta keep up with it. You gotta always make sure it leads you to the right room. You gotta know when it's the wrong room. You gotta know how to move. You gotta move totally different. You gotta move militant. So many things people don't know about fame that's like very important. But some of the things I just named are like really important. You gotta know how to move. You gotta know how to be, because you end up in like situations, you know, like whatever.
Yo, I just got one thing I gotta say first. Whose bright idea was it to let this jailbird speak in front of all these kids? In front of all these kids, whose bright idea was to have this jailbird come in to tell them, oh yeah, nah, y'all gotta focus on fame, because the fame is gonna equal money? Since when? Since when? You gotta get lucky is how you gonna get that bread. Famous don't equal wealth. That's not how that works, and you know it. So why you out here lying to these kids, bro? I'm very disappointed with this man right here. But I'm more disappointed with the principal of this school, or the individual that thought this was a good idea to bring Young Thug in here. You're going to bring in somebody named Young Thug, go talk to these kids. This look like a middle school. This don't even look like a high school. I'm going to be honest. A lot of these kids look young. This look like a middle school. Now, if it's a high school, then hey, it's whatever. My point is, the message is terrible. This is a horrible message to share with these kids, knowing that these kids are led astray in every avenue that they go to. Now here you come, and then you messed up everything for them. Bro, the idea is to have an education, bro. The idea is to be educated, because with that education, that's how you're going to get that money. That's all it is. Educated people always get money. That's how it's always been. But you don't hear about them getting money, because that's how they build their wealth, quietly. Because the last thing you want is a bunch of cameras and people running up in your face as if like, oh, you are the hot guy, or you're the one for them, or whatever the hell. Bro, you just famous. You still got to go out there and use your brain to get money with that fame. In fact, that's actually harder to do depending on what you're famous for. Heck, today, a lot of people, especially women, a lot of women get famous through OnlyFans, no? Is that the kind of fame they want? They get famous for being on live streams and doing ungodly things. Is that what the kind of fame they want? See, the point that you're giving to these kids is that you think the idea or the answer is this camera right here with the lighting. You think this is the idea, having cameras on you, as that being the way to build wealth or to build your money up. I feel sorry for this girl right here, because I feel like she the one that asked the question. Bro, go to school, and when you go there, stay there, and when you stay there, make something of yourself. That's it. That's all it is. That's all it's ever going to be, even for me. Of course, like, even in today's world, the landscape for jobs is kind of dim because they don't want to give them out. The heck, to this day, graduated for advertising, marketing, communications, sat here on this computer. Y'all see my YouTube journey. It's not all fun and games. Listen, I have another channel for a reason, because if y'all want fun and games, you go to that channel, right? On this channel, though, it's documented my history, and it's documented my timeline to learning the music industry through different resources on YouTube, as well as using the things that I've learned in my advertising and marketing program to apply to every conversation that I have when live streaming. I have a lot of knowledge on this. I'm just unfortunate. I'm just not lucky enough to land that right job that's actually going to help me build some proper wealth. It's like the answer is to be blue collar. That might be for some, but there's more to life than just working for somebody. knowing that you can build yourself up and work for yourself, or work for something that actually matters. You see what I'm saying? That betters the future, that can change narratives. That's what you should be telling these kids. All these black kids in this room with a couple sprinkles of some Hispanic or some Asian or some white. Bruh, it's so crazy that you have an opportunity to tell the kids unity is the idea and the key for success, especially within the black community. Because that's what's happening right now, is that we're having the opposite of unity. It's too much division and it's too much negativity. That's why black people out here, a lot of us, to be honest, are looking crazy. We prefer to be divided. We prefer to fill our brains with nothing but drama and news that literally doesn't matter. And then on top of that, when you add our vices, whether it's weed, alcohol, women, etc., bro, we literally at a disadvantage that nobody on planet Earth is going through right now. This is a mental game that we are stuck in. We are at the bottom of the pit for this mental game, if I'm going to be honest. Right? So instead of telling the kids like, yo, y'all need to understand that unity and loving thy neighbor is the key to y'all building true wealth. Okay? It's not just money. If y'all have togetherness, if y'all have community, if you have an understanding of this is what we need to work towards, then actually that can do something for y'all future. Because as long as y'all together, bro, imagine y'all want to go buy some land. Just think about that. Y'all want to go buy some land. Instead of having one person pay for it, y'all can split that. And you know what y'all can do with that kind of land? Y'all can start building businesses. Build something that where that business can be lucrative. So that's endless money in your pocket. And if y'all put together and become investors into your own community, watch how well y'all community can flourish. That's what you should be telling them. You should be telling them, understand real estate, understand marketing, understand business, understand banking, understand investments. Heck, if y'all want to go for a job that's kind of out the ordinary, understand aviation. Aviation. Of course, you can always be the traditional doctor, lawyer, and etc. that follows down that path of this is what success looked like consistently throughout history, of course. But there's so many other jobs out there that they can get where it's like, yo, you can definitely be a lawyer, or check this out. Hey, come over here, check this out real quick. Yo, you see this right here? Bro, let's call it airplane. But that's what you should be telling these kids. But instead, you telling these kids, yo, y'all got to be famous. The hell is that going to do for them? It's too late for them to be Kai Cenat. Let's keep it tall. It's too late to be an I Show Speed. No, you got to build your own. That's the key, right? You got to build something where it can actually be lucrative in your future, no? That's what it is. That's what it's always been. Now, if we weren't in such a pit that we are today when it comes to just like the economy, the environment, the job market, bro, we wouldn't even need him to come to this school to talk like this. At least we'd have some sort of understanding. All right, cool, I'm in my job. What do I do next? Invest. That's it. That's literally it. And you're going to build your wealth. I guarantee it. But again, whoever was the principal or the individual that thought this is a good idea to have this person come to this school and tell these kids the importance of just like living or whatever. Whoever that individual is, y'all suspend them. Suspend the teacher, the faculty that thought it was a good idea to bring Young Thug in here. A jailbird. This man just came out of jail a couple months ago. And y'all say you wanted him to speak at your school. For what? What is this, album rollout? He got a new project coming out? He should have no business coming to the school. If anything, you should go to a halfway house and go speak to them kids. Because you going to a, look at them, they all in uniform. And you sitting there trying to tell, oh yeah, no, y'all got to be famous because with that fame, that comes the wealth. That's not how that works. And that's another thing. Actually, you know what? This is crazy. Because when I used to talk about Young Thug when he was in prison, I be saying comments like, yo, Young Thug hasn't realized that because he's surrounded by yes men, the idea of his pathway, he thinks that's the ultimate pathway because of how successful he is, without realizing that pathway only works for you. Having yes men around you, they're structured to help you. They're here to better you. Anytime you're in a little mud, that is your PR team, because they're gonna help you come out of that mud. You see what I'm saying? Your world is designed for you. You don't need to be going around telling people about your world. Because I'm sitting here and I'm hearing him talk. He's only talking about things that comes from his world, through his eyes. Sorry, I hate to break it to you, but the probably 100 people that's in this spot right here, they don't have your eyes. You need to get that. You gave them a horrible message. That is a horrible, horrible message that you gave these kids. And I'm actually disappointed with you on that. Because why? This is not what it's supposed to be. Now you just messed up a whole generation of kids in that room. Because now they're probably going to run around thinking, oh yeah, nah, maybe I should be chasing this fame. Don't listen to this man. Don't listen to this man. You might end up in jail. Honestly. Because if you're going to have someone that came from jail come speak to some kids that probably don't want to go to jail, well, what do you think going to happen? Is it going to happen to all of them? Of course not. You know, but just like the possibility, the hypothetical is definitely there. So a lot more people need to realize this, bro. Honestly. This is actually a very big problem, and I should see more people speak on this, because now that you have a lot more older people live streaming, a lot more older people making content, you know what that shows? That shows that, yo, you don't necessarily need these individuals here anymore, because these kids can go out and find who they want to listen to and learn from said individuals, right? That is crazy to me. Instead of telling them what kind of strategies that they can use to build wealth. You got money. How do you get more money without doing no illegal ish or without no music ish? How do you do that? Something simple for the kids. Sell merch. Start there. Half the time they start with newspapers and all that. That's cool. That's fine. But yo, if you want to make your pathway fun, make it interesting. Sell some clothes. Everybody starts like that. A lot of people start with selling clothes. That's how it's always been. That's how it's always ever going to be. Honestly. On God. You see what I'm saying? You could have told them that. You could have told them, why don't y'all put y'all money together and buy something that can make you money? And then you split it how many ever ways that you, with the people that bought in with. And then y'all start stacking bread. You're still working, but you're making money a lot faster than the average person. See, that right there, when you speak about the speed of how they can make money, that piques their interest. Oh, it can come that fast? I didn't know it can come that fast. Of course. Go cut a lawn or two. Go walk around with a lawnmower. You see what I'm saying? Yard work. Go get a pressure washer. Get a pressure washer, go around the neighborhood. Ask the neighbors, hey, I can clean up y'all driveway for this set amount of money. I have a high duty or a heavy duty pressure washer. It can get the dirt, grime, everything off of anything that you need it off of. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people do that too, right? There is numerous amounts of way to get it done. But you're telling them about being famous. And on top of that, all these kids, where they going to go out and tell their friends that's probably not from the school? Oh my God, Young Thug came to our school and told us we should stop being smart and start chasing fame. Bro, this whole generation might be screwed just in this classroom alone. Whoever's at this school, you failed these kids. Thinking that you're going to bring in their favorite rapper to speak. How much you want to bet not all of them that's their favorite rapper? Anyway. I hope the future is bright for them, because with individuals like him at the school talking to individuals like this, where you have words like respect, growth, curiosity around the wall, is that community right there? These kids might be cooked. You hate to see it.